Hey Leo, this is Luna here with the Artisan Tarot, bringing you something a little different. We're still doing your Fae blessings, but I'm actually adding my Dragon and Dragonfae Oracle decks into this reading because I've decided Mercury retrograde always likes to mess with me when I'm trying to hurry and post, because of the retrograde, and I'm trying to get the messages out there. So I decided I'm just going to do one and done, babe. I don't got time to keep having Mercury prank my ass and make fun of me, and have little jokes, because that's what he does to me every time, and it wears my energy down. So I've decided, no, you guys are going to get messages for 4 weeks of the retrograde, plus additional messages from the Dragonfae and your Fae blessings on how to use it during Mercury retrograde, okay? So we're good to go on that. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to book me for a session, my book link and or tip me, my link for that is down in the description box below. If you can't book me for a time that I'm available on our schedules conflict, I actually do recorded video readings for the same exact price that I have listed on my book link. All you got to do is when you hit the time for your appointment, just hit the appointment time, and that will be the time I will deliver your video to you for your video link. So there you go. Now let's go ahead and get into this, Leo. Lastly, I will not be taking appointments past the end of May because I will be taking 2 weeks off. I have a family member who's getting married, and I am now in the wedding, so I'm having to hurry and scurry. I got to meet and greet family. All that's coming up in June. So literally, I don't even get a vacation during the post Mercury retrograde shadow phase. I just get a vacation from the channel. So this reading's going to go from end of April, literally I'm on the 28th of April, all the way to the 16th of June. Okay, Leo? So just know you can come back to this reading at any time, and you can also join me on Patreon for your rites, rituals, spell work, and incantations that I have already posted for your zodiac sign to Patreon. I go through the unconditional love lessons you got to work on. I go through the rite that you may have to work on. I go through the spell work. I go through the ritual, and I give you guys substitutions, and also I teach you guys how to do them. Now, the author actually has their own. I gave you my own, so you can work with both of whatever, and also you get the oracle messages from Mother Isis herself. So also, make sure if you want to join me for the tarot reading for the full moon in Scorpio, that is going to be posted on Patreon as well. I already have Libras up. Make sure to check the Libra one out when you join that tier, because that energy is going to move into the full moon in Scorpio reading, okay? So, now I can go forward, Leo. Sorry, I was I was forgetting those. I was like, why do I have those decks here? Oh, yeah. Good times, good times. Okay, show me, please, my beautiful dragon totem. Wisdom, full of wisdom and guidance. Show me for Leo. What is it Leo needs to work on during the retrograde? Okay. Oh, okay. I normally don't take reversals, but some signs are having to deal with reversal energy. Show me, please, other two directional messages that you've got for Leo. Okay, there's week 3. For the retrograde, and one more, please. Oh, what? I said one more, y'all. Y'all gave them 2. Okay, fine. I'll take it, because I guess it's to make up for what's going on here. Okay, Leo. Join me, if you will. First off, the very first week you've got working for you in terms of dragon energy and Dragonfae energy is you have the Earth Dragon. Now, this is about building stability. Ironic, because nobody normally does that during a Mercury retrograde. I usually recommend, if you're going to build stability during a retrograde, do your research. Research everything, especially if it has to do with contracts or anything. Please research the contract, read it through, go to an attorney's office, make sure all your bases are covered. Even if it's a work one or a non-disclosure form, same thing, because you don't want to sign something that's contractually legally binding and you don't know what you're signing. Okay. I normally haven't been picking that up with the other signs, but I am telling you this, Leo. I mean, you guys are pretty aware, but I feel like I need to just kind of point this out. This is what you're going to be dealing with the first week in Mercury retrograde. And that's just because this is talking about clearing the path and the land around you. Also, stay grounded. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life. Now, usually around Mercury retrograde, secrets and lies come out. That's why it's usually not ideal to sign contracts at that time. But if you need to, this dragon can support you by grounding it down into what is favorable for you and what can maybe propel itself for the next 60 to 180 days. Okay, so we have that going for us first week in March. Why is this reversed? Okay, Omega Dragon. This is about tapping into divine feminine energy and power. I will pull from the Dragonfae in just a minute. This is something we're going to have to work on for week 2. Now let me get into week 3. Week 3, I have Air and Water Dragon. Helps you connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition. Develop your psychic abilities. Be open to enlightenment. Express your inner song. Now, Air and Water is about Mercury in its purest form, which is essentially air, and water in the water sign. So air sign energy is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And bringing the two together, it sometimes can make a hurricane, and sometimes it can be a beautiful event, right? But usually kind of tumultuous. So week 3, this energy is coming through because it's about using your intuition, your own intuition that you are developing to... You're basically not just developing it as a keen sense. You're using it to now trust you, to guide you through its wisdom in your everyday life. Now, developing psychic abilities, that's interesting because air energy usually has to do with other timelines, realms, and dimensions. Water energy can easily transverse dimensions because water taps into all spiritual beings, all spiritual realms, timelines, and dimensions, because spirit is always around us. We are a part of it. So interesting you have this coming through for week 3. Then you have Black Dragon from Saturn. I love working with this dragon. Oh my God. Okay, so Leo, if you've put out good karma, you've taken karma, I know I had to talk to you guys about removing spell work a couple weeks back. You are now facing your karmic rewards for that and benefits. If you have not, and you're still trying to do the same old, bull honky and bullshit, I'm just letting you know this dragon is probably going to make you face that karma. But he's not harsh. Usually, it's really rare for him to be harsh, but he's also coming in to remove negative energy and can be a protector. So it just really depends on how you've been. But this is a Saturnian energy. This is very much Capricorn energy. And honestly, we have a full moon in Scorpio while Pluto is going retrograde in Capricorn. So this dragon is coming through, and they've seen everything you've done. You cannot deny your karma to this dragon or what you have and haven't done. He knows already. So just FYI, for those of you who have to pay for your karma, I'm just letting you know whatever he's bringing about to get you to pay, it's meant to help heal situations and also equal the balance. So please remember, if you're ready to take responsibility truly, now would be the time to do it for anything you have done, positive or negative. But especially if you've been negative to people, this would be a good time to take that responsibility and have a deep conversation with yourself about why you do the things that you do. Because I think this dragon's going to teach you a lot about the tendencies that you think are positive that might end up actually being negative, and I don't think you mean it, but it comes off that way. So especially for people who have undone, who did greases or spell works or hexing against people, I'm just letting you know, Black Saturn Dragon is here. You will have to pay the piper regardless. But also he's trying to get you to focus on wisdom and spiritual discipline and concrete, to focus and it's more about your ultimate vision, but also congratulating yourself because you've passed a test. Now, this is for the ones who have, good karma, haven't done very much, and or have taken accountability. You've passed your test. For those of you who have not, Leo, I'm just letting you know your test is here, and it is your time to learn or relearn again, because in spirit, we don't fail. We just have to relearn again. Okay? So the next card I have here, is Water Dragon. This is about going through obstacles to flow easily around them being in the highest vibrational of light and love that are flowing and developing, again, psychic ability. Go with the flow. Now, developing psychic ability through positive awareness of what you want to use your ability for, not for controlling other people. You use that to control other people, Leo, and you're going to get your power taken away. That's what happens. Divine doesn't like that. And these dragons will remind you of that. Also, I have here Earth and Fire Dragon. Works with you to clear fifth dimensional ley lines. That also has to do with water energy. So you're being really called to go into this water magic, which for a fire sign is not normal. And I would say it's time for service. When you give, you receive. Again, this is coming from a loving, safe space with these dragons. So I'm just letting you know, the dragons know your intention. If you like try to hide your intention and say, oh, I'm of the light, but you try to use it for dark, they will not appreciate that. They will not work with you. They will know you're lying. I'm just letting you know. So please come from a space of honor and respect in your own integrity as well as in yourself. I feel like I always have to have this talk with you, Leo. But yeah, and they may not help you. So normally they will, but sometimes they won't. So if you're trying to use them for negative energy, they probably won't. But if it's positive, they most likely will. Hang on just a second here. Show me for Leo, please. What are the messages that my beautiful Dragonfae have for Leo during this Mercury retrograde? Okay, that's not, I'm not going to take that. That was in reverse. Show me, please. Clear directional energy. That one's in reverse too. Okay, this one's upright and this one's upright. We'll take these two, not these two. Okay, hang on a second. So I got, the Morgana. This is again, remember how I mentioned that full moon in Scorpio? This is it here, talking about transform, change, transformation. Walking in the dark forest with the Morgane is, she's known to be lucky, and she's actually a Hadge Badger of war sometimes. She always picks the side she walks on. And then we have Grandmother Magix. Oh my God. Grandmother Magix has appeared 3 times for 3 different signs. And I love it when Grandmother Magix comes out because 1, we're learning the old ways of magic, but 2, we're learning from a higher vibrational space. She also comes in to comfort you. And she helps you work on not just discipline, but also your views of femininity. No matter your age, if you're a woman, and if you're a man, it also talks about you working through your ideas of feminism versus divine femininity in your practice. Now, the Morgane is about taking action. But again, this is also using those themes of Scorpio of letting something go, this death-like rebirth to transform and metamorphosize. We have here coming through for the week so far for you, Leo. Now I want to pull one more Dragonfae card because, give me 1 second. One more Dragonfae card for Leo, please. Nope. That one's upright. Okay, I'll take that one, the one that's upright. Give me just a second, because we have, oh my God, this came up again too. Jesus, even this came up for me, and I'm like, okay, I'm still getting it. This has to do with dreams and messages you are receiving in your dreams, but also these 2 energies deal, one is a princess of the forest, and the other one is the prince of the forest. So again, we're going back into this like foresty nature, and also they speak as one, like in unison, and they have to deal with attunement. So how, I'm going to explain it like this, how magic works and how working with dragon energies work, Leo, is I feel like as I'm talking about all this, there's a disconnect here. And last week we talked about psychic ability, and the Fae were giving you these wonderful blessings about psychic ability, and you were starting to develop that. You're still developing that. Nothing wrong with that. Good job on that front. But I feel like I do need to discuss frequency, and this talks about attunement. And the truth is when you attune, you are then allowed to take action, and you are able to transform and create magic to then receive either comfort or give comfort, or vice versa. Now, this is comfort, but usually to give and receive for an equitable exchange. So this is the thing, Leo. I feel like Attunement plays a lot with integrity for me when it comes to magic and transformation and working with these high vibrational energies, because you have to truly know yourself outside of love and romance, outside of like, because even though you rule the fifth house, that is always on your mind, but I need you to take a step out of your comfort zone on that and put something else on instead. Put on what you think in the eyes of Virgo is important, what you think in the eyes of Scorpio is important, what you think in the eyes of Aquarius or Aries and vice versa is important, because when you're able to figure that out, you're able to not only attune to other people's needs, you're also able to tap in and attune to your own needs outside of love and romance. And I feel like your problem is you get love and romance, but everything else you do not get, because it's like there's a disconnect. You're like, I get love and romance. I get the themes of the fifth house. Hell, I am the fifth house. How can I not? But you're missing the point of the fifth house doesn't just affect the fifth house. It affects everything we do, from our first house to our sun sign, from our 12th house rising to our moon sign, okay? Like, it affects everything, the big picture here, okay? And the reason I'm pointing this out is because once you're able to tune in to, let's say, your third house needs of communication, and then you look at your natal Mercury and they're not the same sign, and you're like, well, what the hell does that mean? It means you need to work on the foundations that you've laid your principles of communication on. To me, that's what it would mean. You need to figure out, like, several factors. And not only that, that's when, like, I'd look at your natal chart and be like, give me the natal chart. And I'd, like, analyze and everything. But I'm not posting astrology readings up for sale just yet. I have to get some things in place. And I had them in place on Etsy, but Etsy was like, we're upping our fees. And they were already charging me $8 a month, which is hard to pay. Because I love you guys, but none of you guys pay me. So people got to make a living. And the truth is like, let's be honest, you know, I got to tune into that frequency vibration of money, right? So I had to let something go in order to get something better, right? Exactly. And that's how you would tune in, because you figure out needs, your needs. And honestly, I would say don't use this in terms of others as working against them. Use it to help give them what they desire, if that is in your nature. Okay, Leo? But, like, I feel like you really do have a lot going on for you when it comes to psychic development and psychic ability, because you're trying to develop it. And I say trying because you actively are working on it. I mean, it's pretty obvious you're still supported in that. But the thing is, Leo, it takes time to develop psychic ability. You think it took me, like, overnight to develop my own ability? Hell no. This has been 30 years in the making, babe. Like, and for the not even a quarter of my life, for like 13 years, I denied my ability. So you tell me how really long it took me to develop this. It took me longer. Exactly. But it's been 30 years in the making. I'm not done. And that's not even including my past lives that I've seen in my dreams, okay? So, you know, given that might give me a little bit more time, but, you know, you still have to, when you're relearning your abilities, especially if you've always had them, it's going to take time. You need to be patient with yourself. This is where, you know, you like to control, I always tell you guys, you like to control everybody else's ego and their desires, but this is where I need you to do that on you wanting to hurry up and develop these abilities, because you need to understand you're developing these abilities because it's time and because the divine is letting you, so that you can do better. Not so you can take advantage, not so you can use it for personal gain, not so you can ruin other people's lives. Okay? It's not about that. And if you use it for that, you're going to have to pay the karma for it, especially because Saturn hitting Pisces in July. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be you if you do things like that, Leo. I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to be you. Nope. In no situation do I want to deal with this dragon getting upset because I did something that was a spiritual no-no. So, especially because it'll only be stronger in Pisces. Hold on. Do we have, these are all, oh, here we go. So, your Fae blessing that you have overall the month is actually a blessing of a fairy guardian. So this is in this deck considered like the fairy godmother card. Now, the fairy sorry, fairy gardens, that's a thing too, but fairy guardians are guardians that are with us from the minute we're born into this world. You know, the way the book makes it seem, sorry, I was parched. The way the book makes this seem is that you are given a guardian, and it helps protect you, yes. Perfect for Mercury retrograde. I would actually invoke this energy anytime I had to leave my house, because Mercury retrograde is known to have travels, like travel trouble and delays, and also a high percentage of wrecks always happen around Mercury retrograde. Even this post-shadow phase, man, there's been a high number of accidents that could have been fatal that thank God they weren't, but I've already seen 2 fatalities, and we're not even full post-shadow. We're still pre-shadow, not full shadow for Mercury. So this might be a good time to kind of invoke them to help you be more aware as you drive to protect you and also keep you safe while you drive. That's very important. And also, because here's the thing, you have to be aware. Like, yeah, it's great to be protected by like these energies and the Dragonfae and this, but it's also up to you to be an advocate for yourself and to be proactive on certain things. Like if you sense like, I should probably brake, check my rear view and see no one's behind me, and I'm going to feel like I need to brake intuitively, using your psychic ability to do that might actually help you versus hinder you. But you have to really trust your psychic ability. And that's where it's like, if you do that and you're still developing, go slow. Try it just around your block and see what happens. Don't try it like on a long drive. Try it on your block in a safe environment, one where you feel like you can trust yourself and develop that sense of, oh, okay, I feel like I need to, I need to put the brake on. Like I need to go slow. Because there's always, for some reason, when I've had this happen with me, there's always been like a reason I've had this, and Mercury ends up revealing like that. Like I told you last week, I did y'all's reading, and then I went and did errands, and there was an 18-wheeler that had hit a Honda, and like it had guards on the bottom. Thank God the driver was okay, based on like there was no blood, broken bones. But my thing is that like literally, y'all, I was trying to rush all morning, and I remember I was trying to go pay a bill somewhere, trying to hurry and rush. And unfortunately, things weren't moving fast enough, and thank God they didn't, because I was literally like showed up 2 seconds after that accident to help those people. And I was like, oh, that could have been me a hot minute ago. Like, good thing I wasn't here for that. Good thing the lights took a long time, longer than normal, but still, like, I was frustrated and I didn't know why. And when it was revealed, I was like, oh, I get it now. So, my guides revealed that to me, but your Fae guide may do something similar. It may slow time down. It may, delay something. And you're like, but why? I really want it. And I have this pressure. Well, it's probably because it was trying to look out for you. Now, the other thing about using this energy, this fairy guardian energy, is it's also about learning to recognize that you take accountability for what you do and who you are. They can only give you like, let's say for example, they give you a miracle, because this very much is the fairy godmother energy. The fairy godmother helps Cinderella get to the ball, meet the prince, and the dress and the shoes, right? But she didn't help her get back home. She didn't help her in terms of reuniting with the prince. That was up to destiny and fate to do its job. And it was also up to Cinderella's job to let it play out as it needed to, right? Now, if you watch the cartoon versus the like the one by Disney versus the live action by Disney, it takes a little bit of a different step, but it kind of ends up being the same. What I appreciated about the live action is that the prince also took the necessary steps to come find Cinderella, right? Whereas in the cartoon, he sends his person out. He's responsible for finding her, and then it's her job to like be found, right? So it's kind of like learning how to distinguish between taking a backseat and being proactive and having your fairy guides kind of help you. But it was also what I really liked about the live action was, at the end, it's about being who you truly are and being accepted for that, and knowing that even if you're rejected, you would still be okay. You know what I mean? You'd still be all right in your heart space. That is what is important, Leo, that I feel like you of all the signs really need to work on and cultivate, especially because you're becoming so much more connected to the psychic world and psychic realm. And when you're connected in your heart to that, it never fails you. So just be safe while you guys drive. I am pointing that out because, if you feel like maybe I should take it slow, maybe I should do this, I would say yeah, because it's most likely your Fae guide's trying to get a hold of you, voice of reason. There's always a reason. So, just be safe and be cautious on the road, especially this time. I feel like I really need to stress that to you. I normally don't, but I feel like for you guys, there's something there. So other than that, Leo, that's all I'm going to leave you with. If you would like to join me on Patreon for that full moon reading or the Isis Oracle reading, please do so. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to tip me or book me for a personal session, you may do so down in the description box below, like I said. And if you can't book me for the times I'm available, you can definitely hit me up for a video reading, and the price doesn't change. It stays the same for whichever one you pick. The only difference is I would be delivering it to you, the video link to your email. So I will talk to you later, loves. I love you so very much. Have a great Mercury retrograde. Hang in there. Understand that developing psychic ability takes time and it takes patience. And it also talks about developing self-awareness within yourself. Remember that, Leo. I love you so very much. I will see you later. Bye.